Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of What is a Government? Now, today I'm going to be reading about the section that talks about what government looked like in ancient times. So, not today, what it looked like a long time ago. Okay, let's get started. The benefits of being part of a large group included safety in numbers and having a large workforce for building or farming projects. As the groups grew larger, the need for organized government became greater. In some communities, leaders were granted power by their people. In other places, a powerful person seized control of the community. Whatever the form of government, the leaders developed laws that the people had to follow. Some rulers were fair and kind to the people, but sometimes the people were taxed heavily or enslaved. Ancient Egypt. For centuries, the people of ancient Egypt, who lived alongside the Nile River, were ruled by dynasties or families of rulers known as pharaohs. When one pharaoh died, his son or brother, or sometimes his wife or daughter, became the next ruler. Ancient Egyptians believed that the pharaohs were not ordinary humans, but were divine or gods in their own right. Pharaohs lived in great luxury. They had the power of life and death over their subjects. Pharaohs built pyramids as their final resting place. Ancient Greece. Ancient Greece was made up of many small city-states, such as Athens, Sparta, and Thebes. There was no single ruler over the city-states. Each city-state had a different government system. Almost 3,000 years ago, a form of government called democracy, does that sound familiar? From two Greek words meaning people and rule, was invented in the city-state of Athens. In a democracy, all citizens were allowed to take part in making decisions. Citizens voted on all decisions. They took turns serving on a council that developed laws. They served on juries to decide whether or not someone had broken the law. This democracy wasn't perfect. Not everyone in Athens was considered a citizen. Women and slaves couldn't take part in the government. Citizens didn't always have enough information to make careful decisions. However, the democracy in Athens was successful for many years. It also inspired many present-day governments. Ancient Rome. The city of Rome was founded in 753 BC. At first, Rome was a monarchy governed by kings. Many of these kings did illegal things and ordered people to do things they didn't always want to do. In 509 BC, the monarchy was overthrown and Rome became a republic. Two councils or leaders ran the republic. One was a wealthy member of the upper class, and the other was a member of the working class. The Roman Republic lasted until 27 BC, when one consul, named Augustus, seized power and became the first Roman emperor. He had absolute power over every citizen in the Roman Empire, which soon stretched across most of Europe and North Africa. The Roman consuls and emperors all took advice from the Senate, which was the main law-making institution in Rome, just like the Senate in the United States today. Rulers around the world. Ancient Egypt was ruled by pharaohs who thought they were gods, while ancient Greece was governed by its own citizens. Historically, however, most countries have followed ancient Rome and have been ruled by a monarch. These monarchs have had different names. Some were called emperors or kings and queens, while others have been called sultans or tsars. Generally, monarchs inherited their title because they were the eldest male child. However, from 1300 to 1922, there is an empire based in Eastern Europe and Western Asia known as the Ottoman Empire. When the Ottoman Sultan died, his sons had to fight each other before one could take control of the empire. The victorious one then killed the others. This system continued until 1603, when the eldest son succeeded his father automatically. The oldest monarchy in the world is in Japan. The imperial line is said to date back to 2,600 years to the first emperor, who was a descendant of the sun goddess. Japanese emperors were believed to be gods, but much of the real power in Japan belonged to the military rulers, known as shoguns. The Incas lived in Peru, in South America in the 1400s. Like the Japanese, the Incas believed that their rulers were descended from the sun. Because their empire was so vast, Inca emperors sent their most powerful nobles to govern distant parts of the empire on their behalf. Today, we are used to women holding positions of power. 450 years ago, this was almost unheard of. Elizabeth I was the exception to this rule. She was only 25 when she became Queen of England in 1558, but she proved to be one of the strongest and most influential monarchs England has ever had. From 1547, Russia's rulers were called Tsars. They had complete power and were known for their ambition and ruthlessness. Ivan IV, I believe that's the fourth, became known as Ivan the Terrible because he killed so many people. Okay, everybody, I'm going to stop here today. I hope you learned something interesting about what government looked like in ancient times. Please complete the questions that go along with this video. Okay, everybody, have a great day. Bye.